still return on a regular basis to assist with the farm operation?
Yeah, it took probably a year or two before I started going back, because it was kind of hard to leave the farm. My brother Jeff and I worked together, till I left, so it was hard to leave the farm, but after a year or two, my heart started to heal a little bit, and I started going back and I helped them plant crops and harvest hay and harvest crops, deliver crops to the year.
Did you do that on a regular basis?
Whenever I could get away from my job, my full-time job, I would go before work, deliver grain to the elevator, and I would try to get out of work early and plant crops for them. I try to help as much as I could.
And do you still do that today, or does this cause a problem with that?
Well, between this probably caused a problem, and my new job is in Pigeon, and I work more hours, so it's harder to get away to help them when I'm busy at work, because usually we're busy. I work for a farm, J Farm.
So when you were a kid, did you work on the farm?
Yeah, I worked pretty much full time, morning till dark, milk cow, dairy farm, so.
And unfortunately, you had a couple accidents on the farm. Did
Yeah, I've had several.
Did you have one when you were a kid that caused the loss of
Yeah.
what happened to you?
Yeah, I lost my leg when I was 12. In a PTO accident.
And did you have another accident afterwards?
Yeah, I lost my fingers when I was 22.
And that was also on the farm?
Yeah, corn harvester. Yeah.
But you still continue to help out at the farm?
Oh, yeah.
Your Honor, may I approach?
You may.
Sir, I'm going to show you highlighted, and I think that actually is a list of parcels that the farm is comprised of. Is that correct?
Correct.
So just generally, have you, actually, maybe, I think I did you both. Maybe it's just easier to mark these. Yeah. Why don't we just mark these, Your Honor? I didn't, but I think I'll just mark them so you can follow along.
That's fine.
But I'm gonna actually just mark these two. Let's make them 9 and 10, please. We're not submitting yet.
These young guys copies of these.
Yes.
No objection to them.
And our good stipulation.
So, may I just approach the witness so we can go over?
You already covered it.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. So 9 is the actual list of the descriptions by tax descriptions.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and then the other exhibit, 10, does that have the highlighted of where those are actually located?
Yeah.
Okay, and so.
This here 40 right here. On this platform picture.
Okay, and you're talking about number 7.
7 and 8. 7 is only at 40 acres. They, my other uncle won that other 40 from my granting system.
Okay, so the legal descriptions or the tax descriptions are correct, but number 7 on the number 10 would have an 80 as opposed to a 40, or maybe
Would have a 40 as opposed to.
That's what I meant. Okay, so generally speaking, do these documents represent all of the farm acreage that your parents ultimately purchased?
Yes, they purchased They purchased, like 1 through 6 was the family farm, that's where we grew up. My dad farmed with my uncle Alvin as farmers. And that's the land that when they divided the farm, that's what my dad ended up with. And,
So 1 through 6 would have always been the family farm area that you lived at and, farm.
yeah,
Okay, and then the other parcels were purchased later?
the other parcels, yes, my dad purchased from Mount State.
And would that be the ones that are 7, 8, 9, 10?
Yeah.
Okay, and when was it that your Uncle Raymond passed away and those parcels were added? Do you remember?
I want to say. Just doing it back today.
Approximately.
Probably around 2000.
So prior to 2000, the entire operation was run on 1 through 6?
No, we rented, I think we rented Uncle Raymond's, like 87.
Okay.
And I believe we rented number, well, we might have rented more than that. Josh would probably know for sure. But we
All right.
rented some.
So let me ask you though, after he passed and those were purchased, was the operation then inclusive of 1 through 10?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And can you just describe generally what operation the farm was? Was it beef? Was it dairy? Was it crops?
It was a dairy farm. We had about, when I was at home, we milked about 60 cows, 50 to 60 cows. Plus we had all the beef from the dairy. And we did do some cash crop. We sold dry beans and wheat.
Did you, do you know whether that's about the same number of cows that the brothers continue to milk today, 60?
I'm not sure. I don't think it's 60. They built a parlor since then, a freestyle barn. I don't think they have the same cattle that we had.
With regard to the situation with this deed that was procured by Jeff and Frank, did you discuss that with either of them after you learned of it?
Yes, we tried to sit down with Jeff and come to an agreement where.
Okay, you can't say
Yes,
what
yes, I
the
did.
agreement was gonna be, but so the family got together and tried to
Yeah.
resolve this difference?
Several times, Paul and I
Okay.
discussed it.
But that was never accomplished.
No, ma'am.
Did you have any discussions about how the living conditions or how your mother was living at the farm with Jeff and Frank?
Yes,
Had your mom lived there until, all her life until she moved in July, I believe, of 25, right?
correct. Yeah, June or July, I believe she.
And what caused you to have a discussion with your brothers about your mother?
We went over there on a winter night, that was a cold smell. My brother and I, Paul and I, went over there. My mom's house was 34 degrees, 35 degrees on the thermometer. And we were concerned with her health and her situation. So I confronted Jeff to ask him if there was any way the house could get warmer. He said it was cold outside. There's nothing to do about it.
So was the heat just not turned up or was it broken?
They have two different heat sources in the house. One's an Air Force wood stove, and I was concerned for Mom. I went down and looked at the wood stove. There was holes in there, but it wasn't a strong enough fire to heat the house. And the other source I don't believe was being used. It's a water heat type thing with diesel fuel, and I don't think that was being used.
Did you Did you get that situation fixed or no?
Yeah, we had, sheriff's department come out and do a wellness check on my mom. And then they gave us the option of, I believe it was, I can't remember exactly, but we kind of took control of the situation. We had to make sure mom was warm and at the house, and he came to the house several times after that, and did an inspection.
Was that like protect, don't protect?
Oh,
the
yeah,
services?
CPS, I believe.
Okay,
I can't, and, they did a wellness check on my mom, and after that, the house was kept up, but we were and told that we were responsible, Paul and I and my sister are.
because you were.
Yeah, because we made the wellness check and we did, yeah,
And so after that, ultimately, your mom has moved in with your sister,
yeah,
Bob, right?
she's good.
And your mom's doing pretty good now, right?
Yeah, she's doing very well. She struggled with some situations with circulation in her leg, and that has improved greatly.
Prior to, your dad passing, were you and family members ever made aware of any estate planning that your parents had done or not?
I was a little bit aware, my mom said something about her and dad had gone out to see Don Clark, and that they had come up with a decision or a plan. I didn't ask for any details, I didn't want to know like that. The way I understood it was when they passed, that their wishes were.
So when they both were deceased,
Yeah.
there would be some distribution and you
Yeah,
weren't sure
yeah.
what that was.
I wasn't sure what,
But that was their joint decision.
that was their decision they made, yeah.
And, did you know that your parents dealt with Don Clark as their lawyer?
Yes, yeah.
Is that the person that they used, while
Yeah,
they lived in this area?
Yeah, I think that's the only one I think they use. I've been in his office before for other.
What do you think of the situation with the deed?
Total disrespect to my mom. I think my brothers were influenced by somebody else, third party. And, I think they were deceived. Oh,
And they pass that on to your mom.
yeah.
The third party that you're talking about is the one that actually drafted the deed.
Correct.
Thank you, sir.
No cross-examination.
Morning, Mr. Bushwhacker.
Good morning.
You said that you left the farm in 1997, is that correct?
Yeah.
And you had a full-time job with Jade Farms?
I worked for another farmer at that time with, more liberal hours that I can just kind of, set my time, so.
Where was that located?
Oh, that was south of Bad X.
Okay, and so you said you came home to the family farm on average, how often to help out?
Depends on what they were doing. If they were helping with hay or doing hay, probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 times a month, maybe more. Depends on what they were doing, if they were planting. And it also depended on the job I was at.
And did you voluntarily come back to help?
Yes, I did. I wanted to see my brother's farm prosper. So, yeah. There was a short stint where it was 10 years ago now. I found a pickup for sale and I talked to my mom and my dad and they bought a pickup and I whipped it off for like $10 an hour. Totally worked off. That's the only income I ever got.
From the farm?
Maybe gas in the pickup once in a while. They'll tell me to put gas in my truck.
And you said you believe, first of all, when the deed that's caused all the issues that we're here for today. Did you ever talk to your mom about that deed?
Yeah, after I found out about it.
But not before?
No, I had no idea that it was drawn up or anything.
And how did you come to find out about the deed?
We were having issues with, we're having issues with some of my mom's life insurance policies that my dad had. And we were trying to figure out the legal part of it. And we were under the impression that the third party had some of the documents. So then we took what we had up to a CPA in that ex, Mike Dore, and he informed us that all of my mom's land was no longer in her name, and that's the first we were aware of that. So then we went to the Register of Deeds, and that's when we obtained the deed that John and Frank and a third party.
And when you're talking about the third party, you're talking about the person who drafted the deed?
Yeah, LA, I believe, is on the deed.
Okay.
I don't believe there's any other name. Brian Clegg, I believe.
Yes.
Brian Clegg in LA.
And are you aware, were you anywhere near the farm on the day that the deed was signed?
No, ma'am.
And so you're not aware of, you said in your testimony that you believe that they lied to your mom, that your brothers were influenced and that they lied to your mom. How did you come about leaving that knowledge?
Just a past history of knowing the third party.
Okay, nothing further.
You're right, Mr. Earl.
No, thank you.
George Slater, you may step down. You're not supposed to. Sir, please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Thank you. See you. Mr. Earl, you may proceed.
Thank you. Sir, would you please state your name for the record?
Paul Joseph Slater.
And you are one of the 6 kids that Audrey and Ken had?
Yes.
Okay, and your brother said where you are in the pecking order, but I forgot, which one are you?
Youngest.
Where do you currently work, sir?
City Maddox.
And how long have you worked for the city of Maddox?
14 years.
Did you ever work on the farm?
Yes.
And how long did you work on the farm?
I believe I started working in a factory around 20 years old. And that's when it went from full-time, we all worked on the farm as kids. And then when I turned 20, I went to a factory. And then from then on out, until this family issue that we're dealing with today came up, I helped on and off. Not so much with the cattle, but with the crops, planting, harvesting the crops, working the fields.
So that was true when your dad was also working the farm?
All through, when we were kids, we worked there a lot more. From 20 until this family issue, it was, like I said, helped him cut firewood, brought firewood up to the house. Went out with my brother Jeff, helped him get firewood for the family farm, lots of stuff.
Just general assisting with everything's related to the farm then?
Yes.
And that would be in addition to the fact that you worked off from the farm, a full-time job.
Yes.
But you were familiar with the things going on at the farm, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we grew up there, so we started at a young age.
And Would it be true then that the involvement that you had after you took a full-time job stayed about pretty much the same? Helping out with crops and firewood and all that sort of thing until this issue arose?
Correct.
And when this issue arose, did you no longer go to assist on the farm?
The relationship between me and my brothers deteriorated to the point where I don't, our relationship deteriorated, so no.
You didn't approve of what they had done to your mother?
No,
Were you surprised about that?
yes,
Shocked about that?
yes.
Never thought they would do such a thing.
I thought my mom was always honest and truthful to them, and I think she would have treated them fairly. I don't think they need to do this.
With respect to finding out about the deed, is that your recollection, or, well, strike that. Were you involved with Ken sorting out these issues with the accountant, or was that just him and another?
Did you say with the accountant?
Right.
Um,
Well, let me go back. Did you have anything to do with trying to sort out the life insurance issues?
Not a lot. There was talk about that we were gonna try and help. There were a few things that were going on where, the insurance agent, had some red flags pop up.
Okay,
And
so
who
but
was-
as far as finding out about the deed, how did you find out? That's what I should have asked.
the November 23rd deed.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same way Kenny did. We were trying to deal with the life insurance policies. There was a lot of confusion going on. We wanted to let someone with professional experience, Mike Dorr, look at them and give us his opinion on them. And then he said, my sister Barb was there first, and he said, things have happened. I'm not sure what he all told her, but he
Okay.
said, things have happened. You guys might want to go up to the registry of deeds and see what's going on.
All right, so would it have been then you and Barb and Ken that kind of took the ball and started rolling, or?
We drove from Mike Dorr's office to the registry of deeds, yes.
And subsequent to finding out, did you have conversation with Frank or Jack or both about the deed?
Mainly Jack.
Okay. And did he tell you anything about why the deed was done? Did he say anything to you?
No, we kind of moved into more of the conversation where I believe that he didn't want the whole entire farm, but I think for some reason, he was very nervous and scared that he was gonna get mistreated. And what confused me the most, excuse me, that my mom was always honest and good to them. And she never mistreated them or deceived them. And for them to deceive her like this, it was very confusing. That's where I probably am leaning towards Kenny. What he said is that this third party influenced them. Because my mother was never the type of person to mistreat her children. I apologize.
You're fine. I know this is very hard. It's hard for everybody.
I'm done. Thank you, Judge.
But with respect to the deed as it stands, do you believe that it was fraudulently procured by?
I believe, Don Clark, I don't know much about legal.
No.
Okay,
Okay.
yes.
Were you present when your mom signed the deed?
No.
Okay. So you don't know what she was told when that happened?
No.
You know though that that was never her and your dad's intent that Frank and Jeff get everything, especially during. Thank you, sir.
How's Tim?
No questions for this witness, Your Honor.
School, so you're gonna say. Like your next one.
Yes.
Please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
I do. Thank you.
The tissues are right next to you.
I know,
You need a drink of water, or are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay. You state your name for the record, please.
Barbara, please.
And,
Excuse me, Ms. Leach, could you spell your last name?
Leitcha.
Thank you.
and are you currently employed?
No.
Where do you live?
I live in Jackson, Michigan,
And how long have you lived there?
31 years.
Did you move from the family farm to Jackson?
I moved from this area. to Jackson.
Okay. So you left the home and were working in this general area and then went to Jackson?
Yes.
What did you do for a living?
When I lived here, I milked cows.
And was that for the family farm or was that for another farm?
It was for other farms.
Did you go back to the farm to help though, like the boys did, or not so much?
Having 3 children and being single, I would go help with hay if they needed it, but I probably not as much as.
You didn't have time to breathe, let alone help. You had 3 children and a full-time job. But were you familiar generally with things that were going on at the family farm?
Yes, yes.
Generally speaking, what was the family dynamic as far as, did you folks get together for holidays and that sort of thing?
Yes.
And was that, where was that typically that you would get together?
At mom's and dad's, when we were growing up. Because all the uncles kind of farmed together, and we were with their cousins.
So big extended family
Yeah.
get-togethers, okay. And about how many times a year would that happen?
Well, for kids, we celebrated all the cousins' birthdays every time it was a birthday, so, and because we farmed together, all summer was together doing hay, doing whatever had to be done, so we were close.
Did there come a time that you filed for conservator of your mom?
I did not file, my mom requested me to be her conservatorship.
Okay. Was that actually Don Clark that initiated that?
Yes,
And when did that occur?
that was, I believe, January 16th of 2024.
And was that after the deed that has been admitted as 7 and 8? And I can show you the deed that Linda Main drew.
Yes.
That after, yeah, that was found out.
Yes.
And was that because your mom wasn't mentally capable of dealing with her finances, or was that because of the emotional and the tension that was being caused?
Because of the issue of the deed that my mom was totally competent.
Okay. So she just, it was difficult for her to address that. And that was the solution Don came up with apparently.
Well, mom wanted somebody to have some power, so she couldn't be persuaded into doing things anymore.
Okay. Where is your mom currently living?
She lives with me now.
Were you the one that actually went to the register of deeds and got a copy of the deed after the door meeting?
You know, it was Kevin and Paul and I went.
Okay. Did you show it to your mother?
Yeah,
And when did you show your mother the deed?
when we found the deed at the courthouse, and we were given the deed in the courthouse, prayed what to do. And we decided, let's take this to mom and just see what she knows about it, because we were just like awed by the contents of the deed. And so we took it to her after we found it.
And may I approach your?
Yes, you may.
And I'm going to show you, oh, I didn't give you these yet, did I? May I
Yes,
publish?
yes, you may.
Those are the originals. Okay. Back to the ranch here. All right. So I'm going to show you what is in as exhibit 7 and 8. This may be a little bit of a different looking, but I think, yeah. The first 3 pages is 7 and the glasses are.
No,
Okay, okay. So is this look to be what you actually found at the register of deeds, that being exhibit 7?
yes.
Right. Yeah. And let's talk about that. So you first saw this deed in January of 24.
January 12th.
Okay. And did you then show your mother exhibit 7?
Yes.
Did you also have exhibit 8, which was the second one that apparently was
Yes.
recorded?
When we went to the register of deeds with the parcel numbers that my door had given us. And the first one she handed me, she said this is homespun.
But what she said, did she give you both of them at that time though, or did?
As she printed them off, yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the first one. You know whose writing is on this? And when I say writing, I'm not talking about the typewritten, I'm talking about what is written. You know whose writing that is on that deed?
I wasn't totally positive, but I would have assumed it was my brother Frank.
Okay, and why do you think it was Frank's?
Because I knew LA was Linda. And his signature was on it.
Okay,
And
so did you know that, did there come a time where you knew that the writing was because the register of deeds wouldn't record without it saying who drafted it?
there came a time when I learned that.
Okay, but that wasn't that day.
No,
Okay, when did you learn that the register of deeds wouldn't record it without the writing?
I think it was sometime in the summer of last year after one of the depositions.
Okay. of Linda May.
Yes,
Okay. So, basically, this is Frank's writing on page 2 of 3 of exhibit of exhibit 7. Yeah, okay. Did you ever talk to your mother about this specific document? You said you showed it. to
yes,
her.
yes.
Did you tell her what it said?
We read it to her, yes, and went over it with her. We just wanted to know if she knew about it, because
Okay. And when you told her about it, did she know about it?
she knew about signing this, but she didn't know about the first 2 pages. She gave us a different reason why she signed the notary page.
All right, so she knew that she had signed it, but what did she tell you she was signing?
She said it was something in regards to getting a loan for the East Barn to repair it.
And did you tell her that that's not what it said in the first 2 pages?
Yes,
And was she surprised?
yeah, she said there has to be a page. There has to be something about the East Barn.
But
And I
there
said,
wasn't.
There wasn't. This is what,
Exhibit 8. Was a second deed that was recorded with the same signature page as the first deed, but now typed out, right?
yes.
And that was done by Linda May, type. You don't know,
I'm assuming it was.
but you don't know for sure.
Right, I mean, and this was actually the first deed they gave us because this one was registered after.
Did you know that after the boys procured this deed, that they also took your mom out of the money and the income from the farm? Did you know that or not?
I knew that when if you're speaking of when they started another checking account, because I was just helping mom balance hers. And
So you knew they started a second checking account?
yes,
Okay, and when was that?
I'm gonna say about May of 24, but I'm not positive. It was late spring of 24.
Where is your mom currently living? And how is she doing?
Well, very well.
Been going good for her physical and emotional well-being?
Yes, the vascular doctors can't believe it's the same foot from a year ago.
Did you personally try to talk to Jeff and Frank about the deed or not?
Yes, after we found it, we had gone over to mom's a couple of days later.
So, did you speak with Jeff or Frank individually, or was it always with Paul and Ken?
It was always with somebody else.
Okay. And with regard to the East Barn, you know what the story is about the East Barn?
I know from what I was told.
Okay, never mind.
You didn't kind of,
It's just what you were told, you know, have personal knowledge.
right, I have some personal knowledge.
And you think that Frank and Jeff were influenced by a third party as well? Yes. And do you think what they have done is, you think it's right?
No,
It's a lie, isn't it? Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. Were you aware that there was a time where your brothers Frank and Jeff were on your mother's bank account?
I guess it was a farm account where it was my mom, my dad, Frank and Jeff.
Correct. And are you aware that there's a time around, October or so of 2023 where she left the checkbook to Jeff and said, you take care of it, you're running the farm, it's your bill?
What I recollect about that is mom told me that she was going to tell Frank, not Jeff. I was under, the conversation I had with mom was Frank had run it, she was frustrated with it. And I told her she should not be frustrated with him, she needs to do this lovingly. Because it doesn't need to be angry, but the conversation I had with mom is she was going to let Frank take over the checkbook.
So you're aware that there was a period of time where Frank was writing checks on behalf of the farm?
I don't know to what extent Frank took over, but I know it didn't. Mom got the checkbook back. And it was not a long amount of time. Just, I can't tell you what checks Frank Grover did, right?
And regarding the November 23rd, 2023 deed, you weren't aware of any talks about this deed beforehand, before it was executed, is that correct?
Can you repeat?
Sure. The deed that we're talking about today, after, you were never aware of it before Mike Doerr's conversation, is that correct?
Correct.
And you weren't there the day that your mom signed it, is that correct?
Correct.
And you don't know her state of mind on that day, do you?
Specifically, no.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Regret.
So do you know if your mom was frustrated because she found out that there was a bill that was late and it was in her name? She was frustrated, Candy or some such
Yes, she
provider.
was frustrated because they were only able to pay the minimum due, and the bills were growing.
So she was frustrated with how they were running the farm. right?
Yes, she had several times said they need to sell the cows.
Next, please. Calling this one figure.
Yes,
Stay right.
she can stay right here?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. That's fine.
Yeah, you may proceed.
Would you,
Oh, I need to.
just for, I was gonna say,
Sorry.
I was gonna say, then we need
So
one
used to doing it
little.
over here.
I know, that's why, but,
Miss, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
yes.
Thank you.
And, obviously, I normally stand, Your Honor, but maybe it would be better if I sit since she's next to me, or do you want me to stand?
I actually prefer you to the podium if you don't mind.
If I'm gonna be at the podium, then I think I'd rather just, well, okay,
You know what?
you know what?
This is a bench trial. This is a bench trial.
Well,
We're
no,
gonna make it
it's okay.
simple.
No,
Be seated, Mr. Line. Go ahead.
okay. Well, I don't wanna be out of order here.
No. Believe me, you'll know if the court feels you're out of order.
Thank you.
You know it's fine.
It's just easier for her to hear me, I think.
That's fine.
Yes,
I have no problem.
okay. Would you please state your name for the record?
Audrey Westlaker.
And, Mrs. Bushwater, you are the matriarch of the family, the Wishlakers, right?
Yes,
Okay, and, your husband passed in 2023?
yes,
Okay. And, you're now currently living with your daughter Barb,
yes,
and how has that been going?
good,
You look like you're feeling pretty good. Are you feeling pretty good?
yes. Mhm.
Okay. Did you and your husband, have an estate plan regarding, the farm?
True Don Clark, yes,
All right. And, had you and your husband used Don Clark as your, you might be right, Your Honor. She's having to strain her. Might do better. Yeah,
You're just fine.
might not be though. Is this, or is it?
No, you're fine.
Oh, it doesn't have a cord anymore.
No.
Oh, wow, we have technology. Okay. So, you and your husband always did work through Don Clark,
yes.
and do you remember about how many years that would be?
Probably about 10 years, I don't know, something like that.
But, so, from the time that you first did an estate plan, then you dealt with Don Clark?
Yes,
Okay. And I know that we're not supposed to ask, our ages, but, how old are you, Mrs. Bushwater?
83,
And, was your husband, the same sort of age when he passed in 23?
he was 91,
And did you and your husband have an estate plan, through Don Clark regarding what was supposed to happen with the farm?
yes,
And was it something that you and your husband had, determined, through conversation and also talking with Don Clark?
yes,
Okay. Was there supposed to be any transfer of any of your assets prior to both you and your husband's death?
probably, yes, probably after we passed,
Okay, so you were supposed to own everything until you died, and then the estate plan would do the transfer? Is that how it was supposed to be?
yes,
So nothing was to go anywhere until you had passed?
yes,
Okay, because your husband had already predeceased you?
right,
Okay, so once you and your husband were gone, then that's when the estate plan would be effective, right?
yes,
Okay. And did you ever discuss any plan or any estate plan that would be such that you gave away everything you ever owned to
No.
the exclusion of you and four siblings?
no,
Not four siblings, four children. But no, you never discussed such a plan. Did you ever intend such a plan that you would not own any of your property till your death?
no,
Did you ever discuss with anyone giving everything you ever owned to your sons Jeff and Frank?
no,
Did you ever were you ever told that that was what was happening with the signature on the page that you signed?
no,
In 2023, there's testimony that you were apparently frustrated a little bit with some of the bills and how things were being paid. Is that true?
yes,
Okay. And had you also told the boys that you weren't willing to co-sign or get loans in your name? Did you tell them that?
yes,
Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Lord, when you say boys. who are
I'm
you
sorry,
referring to?
Frank and, when I say boys, I'm talking about Frank and Jeff, because they were the ones that were full-time farming.
right,
Okay, the rest of the crew came and helped, but it was Jeff and Frank who were there
Yeah,
primarily, is that correct?
yes.
Okay. And did that cause, Frank and or Jeff to be angry with you? Was there some
Sometimes.
tension, was there some
Sometimes.
tension about the finances?
Yes,
Okay. Did either Frank or Jeff yell at you about any of that?
yes, sometimes.
Okay. Do you remember Frank taking you to Don Clark's office in 2023?
Yes,
Did Frank tell you that there was a mistake in the deeds that Don Clark had done in the estate plan of 2021?
yes,
All right. And did you and your husband go to Don Clark's office to sign Lady Bird deed after that?
I really didn't know what I was signing, but
Right, but,
Yes. Oh,
but
yeah,
did you
yeah.
and, you and your husband go?
yes,
Okay, and Don Clark never explained to you anything about the deed that you signed?
yes, you're right.
Okay, and your husband was actually in the car, was not even able to get out of the car to sign the deed, is that true?
Yes,
Do you remember being shown the deed, that Linda Main drew up in January of 24? Do you remember when your daughter came and showed you that deed?
no,
You don't remember when your daughter showed, well,
that would be after you went by my door.
yeah, hold on.
Yeah, after
Hold
that.
on. May I have exhibit 7, Ron?
Yes.
So like 8 is what?
I'll just go with 7.
Okay.
I'm showing you the 3rd page of exhibit 7, which is the actual deed with the descriptions of all of your property, and then language regarding all personal property you ever owned or had.
I never seen this paper.
Okay, so you never saw pages 1 and 2 before you signed page 3, is that true?
Yes,
Okay, and when you signed page 3, was there any writing on page 3 except for your signature?
just my signature.
All right. Did you write anything else on other than your signature?
No,
Okay, and do you remember Brian Palega being there?
yes,
Okay, and did you deal previously with Brian Palega regarding loans that you and your husband had gotten?
yes,
And was he the guy that you dealt with for loans?
yes.
Okay, and what were you told was the reason why you needed to sign that document?
That they want a loan that they can fix the East Farm syndicate.
Okay, so you were told that you needed to sign so they could get a loan for the East Farm?
Correct. Yes.
Anything about it including a full transfer of all the assets you ever owned?
No, no, you're right. I never seen that.
Okay. Did you, well, let me ask you, did they ever get a loan to fix the East Barn, or is it still
I
in
would-
shambles?
I would say no.
Okay, you haven't been there for a while, I'm
Oh,
assuming.
yeah, I would say that they didn't get none.
Okay. Did they get, as far as you know, was the East Barn fixed before you left in July of 25?
No, it's not fixed.
Okay. Is there any truth? We'll strike that. Do you recognize the writing on the, you recognize the writing below? Do you know who wrote that?
You mean here?
No, I mean.
I don't know who wrote it.
Okay,
I don't really know. No.
all right. But
it's your testimony, you never saw the first 2 pages.
Right,
The first time you saw the first 2 pages is when you were shown this deed by your children,
yes,
Barb, Ken, and Paul.
yeah, well, they went by my door.
Okay. So with respect to that document, Exhibit 7, there was a material misrepresentation about the reason for your signature.
Correct, yes,
Okay. And you were told that it was to assist Frank and Jeff to get loan for the East Farm,
yes,
which was in need of being repaired.
yes,
And you had previously told them that you wouldn't allow the loan in your name, but they could get a loan in their name.
yes,
Okay. And what they told you about that signature and the reason for your signature, that was a lie.
yes,
And Frank and Jeff knew that that's not the reason that they were asking for the signature. They knew that that was a deed to convey everything that you own.
yes,
That was a lie too, was it not?
yes,
And you were told a lie to get you to sign the deed, right?
yes,
Because if you knew what it actually was for, you would not have signed the deed, would
No.
you?
no,
Under any circumstances, would you have given everything away in your lifetime?
no, I wouldn't have.
But you didn't know what the actual purpose was, and you didn't see the exhibit pages 1 and 2, and you trusted Frank and Jeff.
I did, yes,
That's why you signed what you signed, right?
yes,
And now we're here because there's a deed that's transferred everything you've ever owned in your entire lifetime, and you don't have it, right?
yes,
And that's not right, is it?
no. And I would have been fair with them no matter what.
And when you talk about being fair, you're talking about when you actually passed, that they would have gotten the lion's share of the real estate, but not all of it, right?
Yes,
Did there come a time that the boys limited your access to the income from the farm?
what was that, ma'am?
Have you had any farm income for 25 or 26?
No,
Are you living totally on your social security?
yes,
And what is your social security?
1,500. Well, nine,
Wait. So is it about $1,000 a month?
yeah,
All right, do you have any other source of income other than that?
no,
Before you moved to your daughter's house, did you feel safe and were you happy at the farm?
it was probably okay, but
You gotten a little dicey
yeah,
because of this circumstance?
a little bit. Then my health problems.
Okay. Are you asking the court to declare the November 21, 23 deed void?
Yes,
And you believe you should be the owner of all the assets that you and your husband had during your lifetime, right?
yes,
Thank you.
Did you have a cross-examination?
yes.
Morning, Mrs. Bushwhacker, how are you?
Good morning.
So it's your testimony that you did not look at any of the documents, but you signed your name, is that correct?
Yes,
Did you ever have any discussions with anybody about the documents?
no,
And Brian Palega came to the house to talk to you about the document?
he didn't talk to me about it, he just come over,
And were you alone with Brian Palega?
yes.
And for how long were you alone with Brian
Well,
Palega?
listen to the boys, Frank and Jeff come in the house,
And then did Frank or Jeff make any statements to you about why you were signing?
before,
And,
but not in front of Brian Plager though.
and at that time, you were of sound mind,
Yes,
and you know that it's your duty to read all things that you sign, correct?
I just did what they told me, I didn't read it, I just did he was coming out for.
Okay, and you stated previously that you believed that it was to some kind of document to get a loan, is that correct?
Yes,
Now, in the past, you've gotten loans from Mr. Palega and Greenstone, is that correct?
yes,
And did that ever have anything to do with the Huron County Register of Deeds?
no,
So you then wrote a check to the Huron County Register of Deeds in your handwriting and your name to then file the deed, is that correct?
yes,
And so you knew that it had something to do with the Register of Deeds if you were writing out a check for it to be,
no,
okay.
no,
But you did sign a check
yes,
to the Register of Deeds with your name on it,
yes,
okay, for it to be filed,
yes.
okay, nothing further.
Did you ever see what was filed?
No,
Did you continue to believe that you signed a loan document?
yes,
That's what you were told,
yes,
and you previously signed loan documents with Brian Blair.
yes.
Thank you.
Court has a couple of questions. Ms. Bushlaker, regarding this deed, this is exhibit 7, I'm confused. You had mentioned earlier that you and your husband went to Mr. Clark's office and to sign some documents, but your husband couldn't even get out of the vehicle, correct?
Yes,
That's not regarding this, is it? This except
No.
exhibit 7. Was that to prepare your estate planning with Mr. Clark? When you and your
Yeah.
husband went to Mr. Clark's office and your husband could not get out of the vehicle, what was the purpose of that meeting?
well, Frank took us there, and I didn't really understand, what was happening.
Okay, so the deed or the document that you signed, that was in front of Brian Palega, correct?
Yep,
And that was at your house?
yes,
Who other than you and Mr. Palega were there when you signed whatever you signed?
Frank and Jeff,
Okay. And your testimony is that when Mr. Palega was there, he never explained to you what this was about. He was there just to have you sign the document. Is that correct?
yes.
Follow-up questions, Mr. Luck.
Mr. Palega was there to be the notary.
Yes,
Okay. And there was no discussion about the front 2 pages.
correct, yes,
And in fact, the testimony in Brian Palega, he never saw those documents either. Were you aware of that
yes,
after the fact?
yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Ms. Young, any follow-up questions in light of the?
1 second, Your Honor.
Sure.
Was Brian Palega at your house twice?
No,
Did he come once and have you sign the documents
just one,
and he never came back?
no,
It's the second time.
no.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, Mr. Rowe?
No, thank you.
Or doesn't have any? She is also stepping down as witness to this matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your next witness.
Your Honor, I would submit the depositions, and I'm assuming that since it's a bench trial, that you don't want those read into the record, but if you do want those read into the record, then I can make arrangements for that.
No, I can read those.
Okay,
at another time.
then, we rest.
All right. The depositions, where are they?
I thought oh, sorry. Okay,
Oh, wait, I see the one,
well, actually,
what's miscellaneous here.
wait, sorry. Here they are right here.
Okay.
And that's, again, the deposition of Don Clark and Brian Palega, and both of those transcripts have been submitted to Ms. Young.
All right, they were already admitted by stipulation as well. The court's going to take a short recess to read these over, and then we will begin with the defendant's case in chief right after that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll take a recess. Thank you. Court recalls the matter of Audrey and Wishlager versus Jeffrey and Frank Wishlager, 24-105-963 CH. Court took a brief recess to have the opportunity to review, to read, that is, two depositions. One of Donald Clark and one of Mr. Brian Palega. And my understanding is that the plaintiff has rested in this matter. Is that correct, Mr. Law?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. Counsel, Ms. Young, it's your opportunity for opening statement.
Yes, thank you.
Your Honor, this is, as you heard, a story about a family, the Bushlagers, who have a family farm that has been worked together as a family for years. But the truth of the matter is that some of the people left the farm at different ages, 18, 25, but the one person that always remained was Jeff. Jeff never left the farm. He worked there for 41 years. You'll hear from his testimony. He never received any kind of salary. And it's to his understanding that from his mother and father that he would always be put on, his name would always be put on the land. And then came in 2006, Frank Wishlager came back to the farm after working at Kohler Construction, and he worked there for 18 years. And you'll understand that he receives a very minimal salary while working there. And at this point, when he was asked to come back to this farm, the mother, Miss Audrey Wishlager, told him that she would put him on the land as well. So it was his understanding when he came back to the farm that his name would be put onto the land. And it's also our understanding, and what the Jeff and Frank will testify to, that they never coerced their mother into making these decisions on the November 23rd, 2023 deed, that she, on her own free will, in May of 2023, asked a friend of the family, because she asked a friend of the family to do a deed to execute all the parcels of the land to Jeff and Frank, because she said they earned it. And at that point, the boys, well, Jeff and Frank, never made any comments to their mother about getting a loan. You'll hear that there was never a loan procured before or after the time that, after the deed was signed, and that they asked, she asked a family friend even though she had Don Clark as person who handled her estate planning, she asked that because Don Clark had made a mistake in the past and had taken Jeff's name off and put Kenny's name on to a property. And I believe, Your Honor, you will have read in the deposition that that was a mistake that Mr. Clark admitted to. And so at that point, Ms. Audrey Bushleger said that she didn't trust Mr. Clark and that she wanted to transfer the land to both Jeff and Frank. And so she asked for that to be done. And it took 6 months for that to happen, because nobody was coercing her, nobody was asking her to, nobody was putting any pressure on her. The deeds weren't signed or drawn up until November of 2023. So in this case, there's no evidence of Frank or Jeff coercing her, besides her saying that she didn't understand the deed that she signed and also made a check to the Register of Deeds and asked Frank to go file. So in this case, Your Honor, we're just waiting for you to hear the testimony of Frank, Jeff, and Nancy and find that there was no fraud and that this deed stand on as they were written and signed.
Thank you. Your first witness, please.
I call Mr. Jeff Bushleger to the stand.
Great. Good morning, sir. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So,
Yeah. Yes.
please be seated. John, you're with us.
Please state your name for the record.
Yep, yep, they're not much later.
And where do you live?
1100 Quadrant Road, Extension.
And is that where the family farm is?
Yep,
And how old are you today?
59.
And what do you do for a living?
I work on family farm.
And at what age did you start helping your mom and dad on the farm?
5 years old.
And was that commonplace for everybody in the family to start
Yep.
working at
Yep.
that age?
Yep,
And what kind of things were you doing at 5 years old?
garden tractor.
Okay, and so you remained on the farm your whole life, is that
Yep.
correct? And when you turned 18, you never asked for a salary, is that correct?
Nope,
And what did your duties include on average?
anything and everything.
Can you give me some examples?
Bale and hay, helping out. Machine equipment.
Planting,
Yep. I didn't plan it up until probably, let's see, about planning 89, about 95, then I, between the two of us, we both planned it.
and on average, how many hours per day did you work?
16 plus.
And can you tell me a little bit about your other family's involvement in the farm during these times?
My younger brothers helped quite a bit. My older brother helped. But as years went on, it just got to the point I didn't care if they came.
And why was it that you didn't care if they came?
He yelled at me all the time.
And was that before the lawsuit?
Yep,
And what were they yelling at you about?
how I was finding. I found the same as my dad did.
But you stuck it out anyways.
Yep. One time I was out in the tractor, I pretended I bed, I wanted to walk home.
But you walked home, you wanted to walk,
Because he was arguing with me,
okay,
telling me how to find, and I put a bullseye chopper on the, in mud, and you can follow lines of chopper, anybody with common sense should know that. The self-propel with voice and canes would walk right straight through it.
and you lived on the farm your whole life as well, is that correct?
Yep,
And do you know on average what you would get paid if you worked on another farm?
not really.
Would it shock you if I told you it was about $40,000 a year for an average farm hand?
More than that, yeah, it was about, figured about that, but I never thought of it.
Okay, so you're 59 now, and you stated you started working as, let's say, 18 for the farm. Then you have worked, how many years without a salary?
41 years.
And you're aware if you worked at a different farm for all those 41 years at about 40 grand, you would have made about $1.6 million. Is that correct?
I was pretty happy about that. I could have could have ran my farm myself and had it all paid for already.
And
I
did,
did it all myself.
and did you have,
The money I made,
did you have a good working relationship with your mom and dad over all those years?
yes,
Indeed, you actually lived in the same house with them
yeah,
when you worked those long hours.
yep.
Now, I want to bring you to 1997, was the year that Kenny left the farm and your parents were in Florida. Did there come a time you were the only person on the farm working?
I did help there, but I was the only one. I had how was it? In '97, Pink County Cheese was going out of business, and my mom and dad was in Florida. And you needed a social security number and a signature to get 1090 form for the taxes, and it's been in my name since '97.
Okay, so you're
Got
saying,
all the milk and income, if you went by the government, it was put in my name. But the check came in my mom's name, then around 2011, it got put in mine and Frank's name. Cause my mom got a dividend from the DFA.
okay, so since 1997, whose name was on the 1099 form that you received from the milking company?
Mine,
Okay. And how many cows were you milking in 1997?
around 65.
And how many are you milking today?
Right now, we're at 65. We had a studio come in, herd, and lost a lot of cattle till the studio.
Okay. And,
At one time, we was milking up close to 100, me and Frank.
and how did you procure the extra cattle?
In 2021, me and Frank took out a loan to buy cattle. We bought so many cattle, and then what was left of the loan, we went and paid some off on Bill DeVille.
Okay. Now, I'd like to bring you to, around the November of 2023. Do you remember hearing any conversations about the land being transferred over into your name?
I just a little bit that, my older brother Frank was worried that my oldest sister was gonna try taking a sixth of the whole farm. That she would get a sixth the same as me.
And did you think that was fair?
Oh.
And so, at this point, did you ever talk to your mom directly about the deed that was going to be signed over?
Nope,
Did you ever explain to her that you were taking a loan out?
nope.
Did you ever say that you needed her to sign for a loan?
And 2 years prior, 3 years prior to that, me and my brother took out a loan for $115,000 through Greenstone, and we're only 200 loan.
Because what did your mom tell you about any debt going forward in her name?
She said we weren't making money, but I always asked her, if we're not making money, how come we almost had this tractor paid for? We may be behind on bills, so, but there ain't a farmer that can't say that gets behind on bills.
Did there come a time when she told you that she would no longer co-sign her name for any kind of loan?
She never said she went, my younger brother Kenny told her that if she don't co-sign for that loan for the tractor, we're gonna buy it, but we were able to buy it.
And when you say we, you mean,
Me and Frank.
okay,
And then in the following year later, me and Frank we bought a chopper, and we didn't tell anybody because we knew we'd get yelled at.
but did you buy that with your own money?
We got a loan out to Greenstone, and then that's how we paid to it by what we made money off of milking the cows there.
Now, can you tell me a little bit about the status of the East Barn?
And we were gonna have the east barn all tin on the walls, make it all look good, but when the Amish came to do that, they told us that, instead of rebuilding, putting all that tin on, you probably had to tear it down because we could put all the tin on in a year or two, it could blow down and land on the other barn, and now you gotta put all that money in, so it'd be better if you just tore it down, so we had to tore it down. And then my brother Frank went up to Greenstone about getting a loan, and the only way we could take a loan if our name was on the property. And it wasn't on the property at that time, so we couldn't take a loan. So me and Frank just decided, well, when we make the money to redo these fine, that's when we do it. And we, at the rate farming sometimes can go, you can get, we figured we'd make it in a little while, but
So in November or October of 2023, there was no discussion about getting a loan to build the east barn with your mother, was it?
nope.
Just leading.
Response,
I'll be worried, Your Honor.
sustained.
Can you tell me about, were there any discussions about, the east barn being built with your mother?
Not at that time, no. But then we were kind of more with the dad's stuff.
And
And
did
they were the farming, we're, well, not far behind on farming, but we just keep the farm going, never discussion about a loan on these farm at that time.
Did there come a time in 2023 that your mom became frustrated, Audrey Bushleger became frustrated with paying the bills?
Yeah, she was always that we were there, but it seemed like she still was doing it. And it was, we got behind, but we always caught up somehow or another.
When she left, did there become a time where she handed over the checkbook to you?
I didn't get in the house before Frank did, but one time it was all on the chair for him, and she's in a bag for him to take over and do it himself. At one time, that LA, what they're saying was helping him with the checkbook, and them two were keeping right up with the checkbook, the two of them. Would have been Linda Main was helping my mom with the checkbook, and we had businesses that would tell us, when she started helping us, that's how we were starting to keep up with the more to build, but she was helping her with her checking account too, our checking account, making sure that she wasn't getting anything overdrafted.
And when you received the checking account, were you guys behind on a couple of bills?
Yep,
And were you able to bring those bills current?
yep.
And in November of 2023, when Mr. Palega came out to the farm, how many times did he come out to the farm?
Twice.
And the first time, what happened?
We were gonna sign, the deeds over, and then when we were in the process of signing the deeds over, he looked it over, and he could see something that could be done down the road, so we had to, change something in it, and I wasn't involved in that part of it, but something got changed in it, and then he came back a second time. And when he came back the second time, he came in and I took him, went in the house with him by mom, and I said I had to go pick Frank up from the field, because he had to get a green truck in, field, and we didn't want to do it that day, because I never came to help me school.
So that day that,
And then I had to go pick him up, and then we came back and signed. And when Brian Pregel walked out of the house, he asked my mom twice if you knew you were signing all the ground over to Jeff and Frank, and she said twice to Brian Pregel, yes, I know, they did it,
and you were there when that happened.
yes.
And was there any discussion with your mom at that point about the East Barn
Nope,
on November 23rd, 2023?
nope.
Okay, nothing further, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
That's right, thank you.
your testimony about Linda Follett, or Linda Main helping your mom with the checking account, is that based on your personal knowledge or what Frank told you?
My personal knowledge.
All right, so it's your
Was
testimony.
actually was one time where they were paying on a bill for John Deere's, and I told them what they had to pay on it, instead of just paying a bill, say it's for this amount, and it'll help us with the interest on it. I pointed that out to them, and so they were in the process of paying the bills, but she just helped my mom. Cause I did all anything out that was there, and to keep track of that money, so she wasn't overdrafting any checks.
Sir, do you own a vehicle?
Yep,
And have you always owned a vehicle since you were an adult?
nope,
When did you buy a vehicle?
probably when I was about 40 years old, first vehicle in my name.
Did you have vehicles that you drove that weren't in your name?
Yep,
And you purchased those?
the one we purchased, and I ain't sure what year it was a 98 pickup, and I was around probably in my 40s when we got that vehicle, first vehicle up in my name.
Now, with regard to your testimony, you said you didn't get a salary. Is that what you told us?
Yep,
But you split the revenue from the milking 25, 25, 50, right?
that was first in 2011 or around that time.
All right, so,
Before that, I never had no money was put on there, and Social Security in my name until then, after we were in the parlor a while.
so that's what was shown for Social Security, but you're not saying that you never had money to buy things if you needed money, are you?
$2 here, $3 there, to say I could go and buy a vehicle, nope.
Right? And you never paid any money to live at the house, did you?
Nope.
And all the food and everything was supplied for you, right?
If you can get somebody to work for a farmer and do what I did for just that farmer would be the happiest person in the world.
All right, well, let's talk about the split. So is it your testimony in 2011, the income was being split 25% to you, 25% to your brother Frank, and 50% to your mom and dad?
Yep,
And is that also the same time frame that you talked about, that you had to get the number for the
hungry for what?
for the showing where the income was going? You talked about with DFA or the,
Nope.
that was
That was done in 1997.
all right. So even though in 1997 it was showing you were on the account because apparently you were the one
I wasn't on
available.
their account.
Wait, just wait for the question to be finished. Go ahead.
All right, so you were the one that was listed with DFA, is that true?
Yep,
All right, and was that not Bushwater Farms,
nope,
just you individually?
yep.
And did you in fact transport, did Bushwater Farms transport all the milk through DFA?
First it came, it was Michigan Independent.
From 97 forward, did you transfer through
It was-
DFA?
Yep, that, my mom claimed all that money, my mom and dad. I didn't put nothing in my name.
Okay, and so the 25, 25, 50 split came in 2011, is that what?
Around then, I can say the exact year, I'd have to look for sure. But when the parlor was built in 2006, it was all going in my mom's name, actually.
And this was a tax issue, was it not?
So the W-10, the 10W-90 came in my name from the milk. Anything that's done with DFA, my mom, dad, or Frank can't do nothing with DFA besides me. I'm the only one who can do anything with DFA.
I see. Okay, so you basically previously told me that the fact that the income was shared 25, 25, 50, meant that you felt you owned something, right? You should be an owner of the farm because you were splitting the income.
I just figured whatever it is, I was happy doing what I was doing. As long as I was milking cows to my mom and dad, what more could I do?
That was a life that you enjoyed, right?
Oh, yeah.
Stay home on the farm
Couldn't do anything better than that.
and you enjoyed being with your
Gave up
parents.
part of
didn't
my
you?
life too. Didn't
And
bother me though. Work 7 days a week.
What began as a simple landscaping project between neighbors quickly turned into a courtroom battle over property damage, responsibility, and thousands of dollars in repairs. One family claimed their neighbors changed the grading of their backyard, adding sand, shale, and landscaping material that eventually washed into their French drain system during heavy Texas rainstorms. They say they warned their neighbors months before the damage became serious, but no action was taken. Professional landscapers later inspected the drains and concluded they had become clogged, recommending costly repairs. The defendants told a very different story. They argued the real problem wasn't their landscaping. It was the natural slope of the neighborhood, where runoff from multiple uphill properties had always carried mud and sediment downhill. They insisted they installed barriers, improved drainage, and never intentionally caused damage. As both sides presented photos, expert opinions, and months of text messages, one question remained. Was the clogged drainage system caused by a neighbor's landscaping, or by years of unavoidable water runoff? Unable to reach an immediate verdict, the judge postponed the decision, promising to carefully review the evidence before issuing a final ruling, leaving both neighbors waiting to learn whether this costly dispute would finally come to an end. VidIQ